Alright folks, got a 2012 Ford Explorer wedged in the shop. The complaint is that the backup camera and the radio don't work. I'm not sure if that's the audio part of the radio or just the LCD display. Anyway, I guess I just bought this car and like within the last week, and then this problem popped up a few days later. He said something about resetting a fuse number 29 that they read on the internet. I don't know anything about that, so we're gonna tear into it. But it's definitely dead. Does nothing. The backlights are on, but these buttons do nothing. Alright, I just scanned it for codes. The check engine light's not on, but it's got a bunch of codes stored. So there's some interesting stuff here. Cylinder head temperature sensor circuit intermittent erratic. I don't know what that one means off the top of my head. But I think what's more important is this BCM, all these BCM codes, the body control module codes. So lost communication or invalid data. Let's see, lost communication with accessory protocol interface. Invalid data from HVAC control module rear. Fault 1 body control module. Yeah, bunch of stuff here. So let's get out of here. Let's see if we can even talk to that BCM. It's being really slow today. Not sure why our tire pressure is showing 327 psi, but that's not the complaint. Let's see. Let's just try something here real quick. Alright. Well, it seems to be able to talk to it, and it seems to be doing something, so let's try something else here. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go back here. Alright guys, we're going to try a little different audio solution here. I'm using a lapel mic. It's wired. We'll see how it works. My fear is I'm going to leave it hooked up and then I'm going to walk off and knock the camera over. Anyway, found some wiring diagrams. I'm not overly familiar with this system, if I'm being honest. Looks like we got fuse 29 here in the body control module. Or body control, yeah, BCM fuse panel. So that's going to be the interior fuse panel, and then fuse 9. So yeah, let's see if we can find those. Alright, feel confident that the fuse box we need to get to is underneath of this steering wheel area. It should be over here. But this is about the stupidest design ever. A lot of people in a previous video felt I was unfairly picking on General Motors for their stupidity. Well, fear not, dear friends, because they are not alone. Ford's got plenty of stupid ideas. This fuse box being a prime example. And that still didn't get me where I wanted to be, but at least we're a little closer. Alright, we're in. This is ridiculous. Borderline unbelievable. I think we've got some kind of a funky aftermarket alarm system or something going on here. So I'm seeing some inline fuse holders and stuff that doesn't look at all factory, so that's fun. Well, let's see if we have power. Possibly, if I can contort myself up in here to check it. Yep. Yeah. All right, here's where we're at. If I come in here to the FCIM something or another interface module, I go to live data. See, we're able to communicate with it. We've got even, switch displays. If I come over here on the little panel here and I push the seek button, so seek left, see it goes to depressed. So that's working. The live data is working. So no problem there. But if I come back out here and I go to the FCDIM, which is the something or another display interface module, which I believe is the actual screen up here, the LCD panel, you see that we're unable to communicate with that module. So that's our problem. I got to go through the pinpoint test and see what it says we should do. Well, this is fun. Came in this morning, turned on the key, and it's working just fine. Radio works, display works. We've got everything back. Well, I'm not sure what to make of this. The display is on right now. Everything's working fine. But if I come in here on the scan tool and try to communicate with that front control driver information module, the FCDIM, it can't communicate with it. And I don't know why. Same with the DSP, whatever that is. Cannot communicate with that one. So, yeah. I'm not sure. This is the network architecture on this Ford. So if I understand it correctly, when you plug in the scan tool here to the data link connector, it communicates with the IPC, which is the instrument panel. And the instrument panel is like a gateway for the front control something module, that buttons, the DSP, the FCDIM, which is the display, the ACM, which is the audio control module, that's the actual radio, I think. And then this thing, the APIM, which is the accessory protocol information module or something, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with this layout or this architecture to know all this stuff off the top of my head. But we had a code, the U0253, which is a loss of communication between the IPC and the APIM module. So at some point these two modules were not talking to each other and it stored that as a code, but I can communicate with that module through the scan tool. I'll show you that real quick. Let's see. So if I go in here to the APIM and go to live data, come on, little Autel. Yeah, so I've got everything showing me the voltage on the module and all of this jazz. So I don't know what that module does. It handles the, I don't know, Bluetooth and the phone connection. I don't know if this car has sync or not. I'm not familiar enough with the system to know. But for whatever reason, it works now, and I don't know why. And I guess what I'm getting at is the fact that I couldn't communicate with that FCDIM, the front control display, whatever it is, module. That doesn't necessarily mean anything because I still can't communicate with it and it works fine. So that's probably an issue with the aftermarket scan tool. Yeah, don't you love stuff like this? All right, folks. She's working fine. Let's see if the backup camera works. Indeed it does. Well, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to let this one go. And you know, it's a 2-liter EcoBoost with 220,000 miles on it, so I'm sure it'll be back soon. We survived the blizzard last night. Wasn't really too bad. Got some cleanup to do, but not as bad as the last one. Are we stuck? Feels like it. Stuck in my own driveway. Oh, that's embarrassing. And this is only 2-wheel drive. Alright folks, I'm going to dig this thing out and we're going to call it a day. I'll let you know if, I guess I'll continue the video if it comes back. If not, thanks for watching. Yeah, we learned nothing other than this is a super complicated infotainment system, as most newer cars are. And yeah, it's not easy to troubleshoot, that's for sure. Well, it's back. Car's been gone for 3 weeks, and in that time the radio's worked just fine. He actually made an appointment a couple days ago to bring it in for an unrelated issue. It's getting some water on the passenger floorboards. And last night, on his way out here, the radio died, and it hasn't come back on since. So that would be my luck. Anyway, let's tear into it. I'm sure it's going to be the same thing we had the last time. We've got the same code, that U0253, so it lost communication with the APIM, the accessory protocol interface module. Says it's not current, but I beg to differ. Anyway, see if we can talk to that thing. I think we had communication with it before. So I don't know, it seems to be able to talk to it, but it's not doing anything. I mean, it's not working. Alright, this time I chose to go right to the radio, or whatever you want to call it. The backside of that LCD. This car does have sync, so I was wrong about that, or I can't remember where we left it off, but it does have sync. So let me show you guys here real quick. So if we go from pin 1 right there to pin 37, we have power. That should be hot at all times. Anyway, there's no interruption in power to the backside of this unit. That APIM module actually has 3 separate CAN bus communication networks. There's a medium speed, a high speed, and an iCAN. And I'm just using the scope here to check for CAN bus activity, and it's good on all 6 wires. So I got CAN high, CAN low on all 3 networks. So I don't think we have a communication problem. We don't have a problem with powers and grounds. I think we have a problem with that module. So the passenger side's definitely wet, and it doesn't have that antifreeze smell or the slippery feeling. I checked the coolant level, it's good. So I'm pretty confident it's just water. It's not a heater core. Well, a logical place to start with a leak is at the sunroof. There's actually a gutter that runs all the way around the outside of the sunroof, and it has a drain hole at each of the 4 corners. I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you or not. It's kind of hidden down there, down here in the corner. Anyway, I took some an air nozzle, and blew those out. Well, the story I got was that the car had an oil leak when they bought it, and whoever they bought it from fixed the oil leak, but they did not put this splash shield back on. It looks kind of important, so maybe we should do that. That was anticlimactic. Well, I don't see any problems here on the passenger side. There's no grommets missing or anything like that, so I think we're going to send it on its way. Got a little problem with the flex pipe. I think she flexed a little bit too much. That's totally separated. And then there's supposed to be a rod that comes out here and another rubber isolator bushing. That's missing, broken off. The other side's still there. You guys can't see it. Looks pretty easy to replace. It's got a flange here. Pop that apart and then a single clamp before it goes into the resonator. The problem is this part is not available. Called the Ford dealership. He said it's on an indefinite back order with no delivery date in the foreseeable future. He could not find another dealership that had it on the shelf to do a dealer-to-dealer transfer. And as far as I can tell, it's not available aftermarket. Walker doesn't have a part number for it. We checked A&P or AP and WorldPack and who knows what. I don't think it exists. Now maybe you could get a universal flexible joint and just weld it in there. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, it definitely needs to be fixed. Hey lady. You haven't been in a video recently.
I was in your video last weekend.
Which one? The dishwasher?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's the dinner plan?
Hey,
Pizza.
Dad, do you know how to make a gorilla?
Draw a gorilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Alright folks, don't worry about the peanut gallery in the background there. That's it for the Ford Explorer, I think. I'm calling that it needs an APIM, an accessory, what's the P? Protocol interface module, the little gizmo on the back of the LCD screen. I wish I was more confident with my module diagnostic skills. I'm just not that familiar with this Ford system. It's very complicated and all those modules are very expensive, so I'm kind of hesitant to make that call, but it seems like the only possible explanation. We have power, we have ground, we have communication, but the thing doesn't work. So I don't know what else it could be. And I know that these APIM modules have a high failure rate and that they've been through a lot of revisions, tons of programming updates. It was not a good system when it came out. Ford abandoned it pretty quickly and went to a different sync system. And I think it's working a lot better than these older models. So anyway, I'll call on Monday, try to find a part, figure out what it's going to cost. Looks expensive. I think a rebuilt part maybe is in the $400 to $600 range. I don't know about a new one. And then we have to figure out the programming because they have to be programmed. And I don't know if I can do that or if I can buy it pre-programmed or what we're going to run into there. I don't know if you can use a used part. I believe it's configured for your specific vehicle as far as the climate control and all that stuff goes. So I don't know if you can get by with a used part. Maybe you guys can tell me. If you have any information or if you can help me or whatever, type it out in the comment box. It'll be a while till I get this thing back in, so maybe you guys can help me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I don't know if there'll be a follow-up video or not. If I get the chance, I'll try to record it, but if not, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.